me a groove. A couple chords, anything you want.
Yeah, man. Let's see. I usually, when I'm like warming up and haven't played, play like maybe 2 chords that have like kind of not a whole lot to do with each other.
I love it. I love it.
How about like?
I mean, that's me. I haven't played, so let's play.
How about like E major 7 to like C sharp dominant.
Really? Okay. Go for it, man. I have no idea what to do with this.
Yeah, they're kind of just like one note apart, you know.
Let me get one more. Yeah. Awesome.
Sweet, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, haven't seen you guys in a while. Haven't done a live in a little bit here. And I'm happy to have my friend Paul Tokarz on today. Thanks for coming over, dude.
Thanks for having me, dude. Anytime.
Dude, I'm so glad that you pinged me and you were like, let's make this happen. So you, we've only met one time before, but you went to GIT like I did.
Yes, sir.
And when did you go to GIT?
I went to GIT in. I graduated until like 2012.
Yeah.
March. So I went there from like the end of 2010 to the beginning of 2012.
What'd you think of GIT?
I fucking loved it, man.
Yeah.
I thought it like 5-star. I mean, it definitely, like all the teachers there are phenomenal.
Oh yeah. Who were some of your favorite teachers there?
Oh man, so many. Dave Hill, Al Bonham, obviously the D Gilbs. You know,
Dude.
he's the soul of MI, I guess.
Dude, I'm sure you feel the same way, but like when Dan, like he used to just punish me for not knowing the triads.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
Like,
right. Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
and like, but that changed my whole playing, man.
Mhm.
That's like the number one thing. Like I tell people, like this jam in particular is a perfect example.
Yeah.
You know, like you're like two chords that don't go together, E major 7
Yeah.
and C7. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, what the F to do here? But if you just focus on that that triad, and then that little triad, you can get by if you know all your stuff.
Yeah, man, for sure. Like something like that, I'll just like relate them. Like if you think about it, like the E major 7 is part of like C sharp minor. So if you can play like C, two ones that almost have like a C sharp minor sound.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously a dominant is like a majory like
Yeah.
mixolydian kind. I just think of it like, okay, I'm playing like C sharp, like minor stuff, particularly like Dorian stuff, just because that, no, like the A against that, I'm already getting like weird and theory wise, but it just sounds shitty, you know.
You're good. This is an educational
yeah,
channel.
Exactly. Yeah, like exactly. If you just hear, you know, if you listen to this note against that chord, you know, it sounds shit. Unless it's you phrase, you know, we can make it sound good, but in that context, you know, using as many common tones as possible between the two chords, right? And then you're really only switching this note, right? E to F.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, yeah, man, like that is a perfect example. The chord tones, that's one thing MI taught me, was the chord tones is where the money's at, you know?
Yeah. Now, do you feel, now MI teaches the cage system. The cage system gets a lot of flack. You feel it's the right place to start for most people? Or you think
it works for me? I mean, it worked for me, like, so I went
No,
into
but seriously,
MI.
like the MI people, you know, we learned the cage system, but then basically anybody else, you know, the Berkeley method or whatever, they're like, what is this dog shit?
Right. I don't know. I think it worked, like, when I went to MI, I didn't know anything, like, about music or anything. I knew, like, the modes and stuff just because for figuring them out, just playing, like, a ton of stuff. I kind of have my own way that I look at all that stuff, which we can talk about, but it's really big. It's like I relate it back to, like, one scale, I guess, like, everything.
Yeah.
The cage system is just really nice. It's just nice because I feel like the patterns are easier, maybe because I never learned 3-note per string stuff that much.
Never did much of the shred stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I did some shred stuff, but the guys that I liked, like shred guys I liked was like Buckethead, who was taught by Paul Gilbert, who went to MI. So it was all like.
Did Paul ever come while you were there?
Yeah, I took a lesson from him.
Dude,
yeah.
What a maniac.
It was awesome. Yeah, yeah, it was fun. That was cool.
So you graduated MI in, what'd you say, 2012?
Yeah.
And then are you from the Maryland area?
Yep. I went out there. I lived out in Cali, so I went out there to go to MI, and I stayed out there till 2016.
What'd you do out there for 4 years?
This.
I mean, like specifically, I'm totally curious because when I graduated, the work had dried up like no one's business.
Yeah. Well,
I was like 06, 07-ish.
That was part of the reason I came back, just because the cost of living was so great.
Oh yeah.
But
you don't like those $1,200 studios?
Yeah. No thanks, man. No thanks. But I got to do some cool stuff. I mean, I met this guy, Jimmy Hunter. Shout out to him. I did like probably 200 or 300 or so sessions with him. Played on a shit ton.
Well, that's a huge number.
Yeah. So I played a ton of like sessions, and I've got on like some low budget movies. Not like getting back checks or anything. Like
were you doing writing or what were you doing?
Yeah, writing and playing. Some stuff I wrote. Some stuff it'd be like, hey, here's the chord progression. To make it sound like X or Y.
Now, did this work? Was this a direct result of MI?
The one dude was Jim. Yeah, the dude Jimmy was. He just was at this graduation, and I met him. And yeah, like he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm looking for like a guitar player to work on some stuff." So it worked out.
So then, why did you decide to move back home? Besides the fact that California's
it still wasn't like enough. You know what I mean? I had a little bit of teaching going on. I also met this other guy, Gary Lux. Who's like you could Google him. He's like a made guy. He does. He was like Universal Studios head mixer. He did all kinds of shit. But he kind of left that and produced this artist, Amanda Ply, and I got a gig playing with her. And
nice.
We kind of did like touring up and down the West Coast and stuff. But it was just cool to work with these people that were old. Like I'm like 25 years old, and this guy's like 60-something, like produced like Sting and Janet Jackson and all kinds of crazy shit. I think it's half of that. Like gigs are like half being know how to play and half just like knowing how to hang. You know what I mean?
I would almost say
the latter.
it's more hang. That joke is especially prevalent. I know it's like a Nashville thing to say like. The dude that bags your groceries can like cut your head off.
Right, yeah.
But will he show up on time?
Right, yeah.
Will he respond to text messages? You know?
Yeah, for
Will he
sure.
look like a train wreck when he gets
the
there?
songs before rehearsal.
I mean, yeah, I hear you. But no, man, you sound great.
Well, I appreciate that. Likewise, man.
Well, thank you.
It's that, Dan Gilbert, Dave Hill, all you guys think.
Dude, GIT was my favorite thing I got from GIT was just the onslaught of
Practicing
the onslaught of being around people who were practicing constantly, the constant LPWs.
Yeah,
So
I slacked on them. I would go to punk LPW and just bullshit. Be like, okay, I'm learning, literally learning while the dudes before me's playing.
Yeah. Well, for those of you that don't know, what makes GIT different is that different than like a conservatory, like a Berkeley or whatever, is that it's performance based, and so. Was it 10 times a week when you were there? They had what's called live playing workshops.
And it's like 10 weeks, you had to do one per week.
Yeah, but each week there were also 10. There were like funk ones, country ones, jazz ones, reggae. Classic rock, metal. I remember doing like
did metal
Slayer.
Yeah,
it was awesome. But you do them like in front of your peers and like the people that are working on production or working on the smoke and the lights and the sound and you play with people you've never played before. That's the thing that I really got from GIT more than anything else. It's just like, I feel like I got run through the gauntlet.
Oh, you do. I mean, just because I think that anywhere you go, though, like, because musicians are so, judgment. You know what I mean? Like, it's very, like, playing in front of, like, 3 musicians is more stressful than playing in front of, like, 10,000.
Oh, especially when
It's
they're all there,
people,
like, with your arms crossed, just judging the crap out of you.
It's like a tribunal. Yeah.
Bro, that band didn't make it, bro.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I don't miss that stuff. But I can tell you that if you do that, just like anything, if you get a couple hundred gigs under your belt, you don't really stop getting nervous. But once you hit that first note, you can plug in almost immediately once you get started.
Right.
You know?
For sure.
And I feel like GIT made that, kind of easier. Well, let's play one more, and then we'll talk about what you're doing, and then we'll get into your rig.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
So give me another groove or whatever you want.
All right, let's do something different. So we just did like some stuff that changed. Let's take the opposite direction. Let's maybe just like. Go ahead. Yeah.
Are we ready for it? Awesome. Love it, dude. So who do you play with around town? What's your gig? Or gigs plural.
So yeah, the Rachel Ann Morgan band, the
Mhm.
Ram band.
The Ram band.
The Ram band, yeah. So yeah, she's good. She's like a real soulful blues rock kind of miniature.
We'll be sure to tag her.
Miniature, yeah. Susan Tedeschi, and all the players in
Oh,
the
that's a
band.
big name to drop.
Yeah, all the players in the band are all fired too. Everybody's great. Noah Pierre, Justin Gillen, Justin Tice, for Sean Thompson. Yeah, shout out to all those dudes. They're my brothers.
Now, how busy is that gig?
Pretty busy. We probably like I play with her probably 50 or so shows a year, 60 shows.
That's
maybe.
busy.
Yeah.
And is
And she plays more. Like she'll play like duos with Justin and duos with me.
now is it basically Mid-Atlantic? Do you tour at all?
Yeah, like Mid-Atlantic, but like PA to Virginia,
Yeah.
Maryland.
And is that your main gig?
Well,
What are your other gigs?
So I play with her probably as like the main, as far as like playing a lot, and she's putting out an album, so we're gonna help her. I'm behind on writing my fair share, so I'm sorry. But yeah, so I play a lot. Like that's a lot. My main, like as far as like what pays my rent and helps me eat the way I like to eat, is teaching. I mean,
Yeah.
I teach at Stages in Lutherville Rock School.
Yep.
Bruce Anderson, the manager of that place,
Mhm.
awesome guy. So I teach at those two spots. I sometimes teach at Music and Arts, subbing for people. And then, as far as other bands, I play. Well, like I told you earlier, I play Matt Chase's people.
Right.
Subbing for him when he's doing his big time shit.
Big
I
shoes to
get
fill.
I get to come in and play some wedding stuff, which is great.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it. And then I play with some other kind of groups. I have a reggae band that's kind of just all my boys.
What's that band?
It's called Miles in the Fresh. It's like we're just going playing in fellas and like getting drunk for
That's awesome.
fun. Yeah. It's
Dude.
like my relaxation. Don't have to practice.
I would
Just
love to be in a
play.
beer drinking late reggae band.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That sounds
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. I'm in
You
another.
got a solid keyboard player?
We actually mainly, it's like, this is how serious we
You
are.
just all skank on
we
the
got
guitar.
it's me on guitar, then the rhythm guy Ryan, he's just like, he's not a musician like number one, but he's got a good voice, he plays.
Right.
We back him, and then my buddy Noah, who was also in the Ram band, plays bass, and Justin, who's also in the Ram band, plays drums.
Gotcha.
And then, so we play that. I mean, we probably play maybe, I don't know, a dozen or so, 10 gigs a year in that band, like maybe once a month. We're playing 4th of July at Nick's Fish House. So
there you go. Dude, I love Nick's, man.
Yeah, that place is fucking great. I played there. That was the last time I played guitar, was one Saturday with the Rachel. We played there, so.
Awesome.
And then I just joined this other reggae band, which, fingers crossed, they, they're saying they got some shows lined up in like Tokyo and Sri Lanka and all over the damn world. So yeah, I'm hoping that band. This guy named Sid. He just goes by Sid. It's like his stage.
Can you say the name of the band?
Yeah, it's Blue Dream.
Blue Dream. Like the pot.
Yeah, like this exactly, like the strain of weed. I don't know if that's how they came up with the name, but that's.
There's 100% chance.
Yeah, probably it's a reggae band.
Well, it's also Blue Dream. Blue Dream is like the Anyway,
so.
Yeah, it's like the one that everybody carries. All the dispensaries have Blue Dream.
Really, I don't know. I gave the dispensary life in California was nice, but.
Yeah, well, it's never really been my thing, but I know Blue Dream.
Yeah, well, there you go. So it's not. So I guess it has some staying power with the name, or at least.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just joined that project, and that was this other guy who I played with in another project, which is totally different. Still, which is like a R&B hip hop project. That's cool. It's national. So, and then the artist is Khalil Ismail. He's like a motivational hip hop artist.
A motivational hip hop artist.
Yeah, it's like more motivational hip hop. I really wish it was like
so it's like
gangster rap. That would be I would really be fired up playing that on stage. But we're stepping stones. You know what I mean?
I hear you. So let's move on to your rig.
Sweet.
Why do you play what you play? What do you have? Let's start with the guitar.
All right. Well, this is a 2016. Elite Series Strat. I got hooked up.
Have you always been a single coil player?
I played most of my shedding and stuff was on a PRS Custom 22. That was like the first real guitar I got. I bought it when I was like 18 when I started, skipping class and playing more guitars, so.
Oh man.
I
didn't graduate, they let me leave.
Yeah, right, they're like, yeah, just get the fuck out of here. But
we're all musicians are damaged people.
Yeah, pretty much. But so I got this thing just 2016, brand new.
Okay.
My buddy who.
Is it stock?
Yeah, I mean I put the the black on there, flash it out a little bit. But yeah, the hardware and electronics and all that is stock. I'm not much of I am like probably the least tech guy, you know what I mean? I know how to play the damn thing a little bit, but I really don't know shit about repairing guitars and what's this or what's that. It's like, listen, I just pick it up. If I like the way it sounds and feels, then that's really all I need.
I'm with you. I have no idea any of the specs on any of this stuff. But I do encourage people to try to get to the place where you're talking about, where it's just like if you go into a store, man, regardless of the brand, regardless of whatever, just pick it up. You don't have to know why it feels good, whether the radius or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
If you got one you can't put down, that's the one you should get.
Yeah.
I'm a huge believer in that.
Absolutely, and I mean. They're all the same, right? They're 12 notes and they're done. You know what I mean? It's not like I guess the necks are a little smaller, or bigger. Has smallish hands, I guess. So these are jumbo frets, but it's still whatever. I just played it and I liked it, so. I don't know.
Gotcha. So when did you switch to single coils, or is this just happened to be? Because what do you have over there?
This is a D'Angelico.
Right.
Yeah, I just play I like this is probably my my main workhorse because it's a Strat. Strats are awesome. Can do a bunch of shit. And I just like Strat players. Some of my favorite players are Strat guys and stuff.
No, but don't you do a fair amount of country stuff?
Do I do a fair amount? I played on some country records in LA, but I'm not. Wouldn't call myself a country guy.
The only reason I say that is because
the
only reason I say that is because when you walked down here, you made some comment about yeah, when I got a sub from Matt Chase, I got to do all this.
No, I said he's like a master of country bebop stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
I can't feel it.
Well, the reason I was asking it is because typically you don't see people that play that stuff play strats because the bridge moves.
Oh yeah. Well, I lost my whammy bar like a month ago. I haven't gotten another one, so.
But like doing the bends, the
Yeah, you can't do those on this
Right.
guitar. Like it'll be. That's how it's
it'll
gonna
pull
be.
you out.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean that's. Yeah, I do it. I don't really. I just play whatever if I'm playing. I know I should put this bridge down if I'm not doing the Scott Henderson thing, which that's what I like doing on this thing. But
Scott Henderson, dude, how
Yeah.
wild was that guy?
yeah, he's sick, man. That guy's awesome.
Yeah, I just remember him always being in this position with his hair down like over his face,
Yeah,
You know,
shading light.
just like just in some place that you can't get to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he definitely made me think about quitting guitar a few times after watching him play. But
All right, so you got the guitar. Let's before we go to the board, let's go to your amp. So scoot over a little bit so everybody can see that. You can look at on the screen there to give yourself some.
okay.
It's
cool.
that'll be fun. That's just the delay. You know, it'll
Cool.
take a second. But so you're direct.
Yeah.
You're solid state.
I'm solid state, but I mean I prefer tube amps. Like if I were to do, I didn't even mention the one band Headless Robot, which is like my passion project. Where like Baby Humphreys McGee.
So you have was that like 6 projects, 5 projects?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know what I mean.
So you're a full timer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I do. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't work at Starbucks during the day or anything like that. We shred 24/7.
I like it.
Oh,
So
play golf.
why do you have this thing? What is it? Why do you have?
So I have this because I saw a lot of pros. My biggest idol right now is Dean Brown. He plays 1 through 1, and really mainly, I mean, I like the way it sounds for sure, but it's really the convenience issue. And now that I'm like starting to play like bigger gigs where I'm flying and flying across the country or like playing a wedding or something like that, I just can't, like, even though the tube amp sounds better, like, I'll sacrifice 20% tone to know that this thing will just not fucking break.
Now,
You know what I
now
mean?
I hear you, but I know a lot of people that, they'll fly their tube amps around, but they'll bring one of these for backup.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I know it's more crap to carry.
exactly.
You know?
Honestly, when I'm flying, I don't even bring this. I'll just have them backline and use whatever piece of shit they happen to give me that day.
Which can vary greatly.
Yeah, I know.
That's very brave of you.
Yeah, well, some of my buddies from LA that are like, I have a couple of dudes that are like real big time in it, like playing with, Kanye and Jessie J, and it's the top of the top gigs you can get. They play all like DI, like Axe Effects and Kempers and shit, just because they can't, like, they're like, dude, the tone doesn't even matter. It's like the opposite, like these top end people, like the tone doesn't even fucking matter in this pop gig. You don't need all this shit.
Well, that's why people track and limp sync at the Super Bowl because they can't screw up.
Right, exactly, and you can't afford, like, if you're playing like a gig, and I'm saying obviously don't have any gigs like that, but even a wedding gig where you're getting like $500.
No, you can't ruin someone's big gig.
Yeah, you can't, exactly. That's their exactly. You can't. And if I'm sitting there and just like tube amp explosion,
which has happened to me on a wedding. And I've had to have my bass player, who always carries a backup. Both bass players, this happened both times. It's happened at a wedding. Always had a backup solid state bass amp, and I finished it and it sounded like crap. But they didn't care. They didn't know.
Yeah.
So no, I hear you. All those. I know a lot of people. I mean, more and more people are switching to the Kempers and the Axe FX.
Yeah, I mean,
because the sound. Through the PA,
Right.
I mean, you can tell a difference, especially if you're doing, if all your sound is on monitors, if you're not doing any stage sounds. I know a lot of people, they have to just do all monitors.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like, I don't like the in-ears at all. I just don't, or like, I don't even like wearing earbuds because the tone, like, if my tone and all, and I'm not comfortable with that, like, I just can't, like, I'm not going to play. I'm going to play at like 60% effectiveness. But if I feel good, I mean, that's with everybody probably, you know what I mean? But if you feel good, you're like, this sounds like baller, super clean and crisp. You're just gonna play like you're gonna play how you should play, you know.
Yeah, and like there's that old adage, you got to move air to move people. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, I understand that the PA is doing that, you know, but there's something to be said for. Let me put it differently. You play better when you can actually like trade chops with the drummer, and you're at a similar volume,
Right.
and like you can throw a big chunk at him, and he can throw a big chunk at you, and the bass player
Absolutely.
can do the same. It's much different when it's all just mixed at a very reasonable level in your ear, and like, yeah, I get why everybody does that. It's just not fun.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you.
But then again, you're pros. You got to be a pro.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head. And then besides that, and then, yeah, just having something break. Like, I know people say, like, oh, they break too. It's like, well, knock on wood, you know, but it hasn't.
But not like a tube amp.
Not like a tube amp.
And not with bad power like a tube amp. They don't just, you know, tube amp. I mean, you could plug into somewhere and it will just suck.
Yeah, like Cooper's and Fells Point. I've turned the lights off of that place.
Dude.
I can't bring this timeline downtown. I don't bring the timeline downtown unless I'm playing like the 8x10.
Dude,
yeah, just can't plug
every
that
time I
shit
played the
anymore.
Purple Moose in Ocean City, my shit blew.
Yeah.
Dirtiest power in Maryland, probably. Seriously, worse than on-stage generators. All right, so what's on your board, man?
Okay, so.
And I want to hear that D'Angelico plugged in too at one point.
Yeah. We'll go through. I'll go through it with this and kind of the other. So we have this little overdrive pedals. Probably
The dude.
Yeah. I like this thing a lot. I'm not like a fan of high gain. I used to be like a metalhead when I was a teenager and all, but now I'm kind of into that. Just like Scott Henderson, Larry Carlton, just like smooth. Like you said, I only have the ratio turned up, the gain at like, you know, less than a quarter, basically a quarter of the way up. And this thing will cut and it'll go pretty hard. It does sound nice, but just usually I just kind of use it as like a little bump. So, yeah, and then I couple it with this, and this, I probably only play this on like the, it's kind of hot.
A little hot.
Yeah, so we'll turn the, if I want to play it with this pedal, I'll turn the gain down way on this and use it more as like a clean boost.
Right.
Which is kind of nice, so this can get pretty buttery. It's definitely like, it's all you need for like, you know, any kind of legato thing. You can hear it's like pretty, at least, you know, I don't know how it's coming out in there for everybody, but you can hear it's pretty silky with the, you know what I mean, but it's not too much, you know what I mean, it's not like really.
Dude, that sounds awesome.
And it's still, like, it's not a tube amp, obviously, but you know, we still, it still feeds back nice. I mean, obviously, like plugged in like a full thing, you know, place. It's all I need for any of the stuff I do.
Yeah.
So cool. So that's kind of like my overdrive. I had another one on here, the Barber
Sounds
Direct
hot,
Drive, but I cut that because we were talking about flying and stuff. Like I need to build real quick actually because I got other gigs. Like a little fly pedal board with like 3 or 4 pedals. I mean, you know, I don't need all this crap on there. Like this next guy, this is just like my this little robo talk kind of for just funk and.
That sounds awesome though.
And it's cool for leads too. I think it sounds cool, especially kind of more jazzy stuff sounds cool. This guy, right, the chorus pedal, which you know, it's like the fusion tone, right? He stepped on that. And that kind of gives you that John Scofield. Right? And then I got 3 delay pedals. Obviously, tuner and wah pedal. We play guitar. We know what those do. And then we know what delay does, but I'll explain why I have so many. So I have this flashback, even though it does all kinds of cool stuff. I mainly just use that as like my enrichment that everybody uses a little delay. Just to smooth things out. We have the timeline, which that thing does all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, take the whole time as it goes, but I'll show you guys some cool stuff that it can do. Yeah, like I kind of like using it just for, I don't know. It's cool for like the headless robot, like the jam band kind of crazy thing. But you can do some cool stuff. Like let's see. I mean, I have it set to that kind of a thing. Let me see. Here we go. This will sound cooler. So get some gnarly, like minor second, kind of atonal sounding stuff. But if you have like a drone section or something like that, you know what I mean? The keyboard player just kind of hits. It's whatever here. This is the more inside one. You can, this is like the more kind of movie score-ish thing. Which is kind of I like on here, and then we'll move on. Yeah, like this is kind of more like a Pink Floyd-y. Like, I just think like atmospheric, very same kind of vibe, you know. Keys player. It's kind of making me the keys player, like in between a tune or something. very inspirational and getting some cool stuff out of that and mess around with some modes or something.
Very neat. All right, well let's check out your other guitar,
Yeah.
and then we'll jam one more time.
Nice thing about this thing too, that I can just turn it off. You know what I mean? And then turn it right back on. It doesn't take 5 hours to heat up. which is convenient. I one time played a show. The standby switch can really burn
Look
you.
at
I one
this
time
thing,
played
man.
it. Yeah, this thing's nice. I only got it was like $300, $350.
Dude,
Brand new.
that's awesome.
Towson Guitar Center.
Awesome. Towson Guitar Center.
Yeah, right. I live like 5 minutes from there. It's probably what's falling apart. I got it like around Thanksgiving.
Of this year?
Well, I don't think Thanksgiving has happened yet.
You said you got it around Thanksgiving.
Right. I was just making a joke. It's 2019.
Oh, sorry. See, I don't even know what's going on.
But yeah, this thing's cool, man. We can play like some more jazzy stuff.
You pick.
Well, first.
Jack busted.
Just didn't have the volume on. So yeah, this thing sounds pretty cool. First, I got it as more like doing like a jazz guitar, but it sounds like awesome.
Yeah.
It sounds awesome. Well, it's in tune, but it sounds cool like plugging in through the board as like a rock kind of thing.
Let's do it.
Cause I'm a big fan of like I said like Steely Dan and that kind of thing, and Fish, like Trey Anastasio is like one of my favorite guitar players.
Right.
So I like having this kind of, has a nice buttery vibe.
All right, so. Yeah, you can crank it Sounds better than the string, right? Yeah. Keep that going. Awesome, man. Well, it's been really nice getting to know you and play with you. You sound great, brother.
Thanks, man. You too, dude. Hope we can do it again.
Dude, I'd love to. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Tokarz, tell everybody where they can find you.
Absolutely. Well, I have a website, paultokarz.com, but I'm pretty bad at maintaining it. So there's probably some clips from me when I was at MI like 7 years ago and stuff.
Gotta get some good clips.
I know. I need to take a lesson from you on the whole content and social media thing.
Well, come over anytime. Make some videos, dude.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I'd be sick. But yeah, you can find me there. I post stuff on Facebook, and I'll get around to posting some on the site, like where I'm playing and stuff. But yeah, I'm not the best at like social media and stuff. That's probably my downfall.
Dude, it's all right. Well, anyway, we'll still tag your social media.
Sweet.
So anybody that wants to find him, we'll drop links in the description. Thank you guys so much. And anything else you want to add?
No, not really, man. Thanks for having me.
Dude, my pleasure.
I guess if, what next couple gigs I have are weddings, but if you want to see, I guess the next time I'm playing like that. Let's see.
The beer drinking reggae band.
That's we're playing July 4th of July at Nick's Fish House, like 5 o'clock, 5 to 9 or something.
That
But
sounds strong.
I play with Rachel all the time, like usually once a week. I think we're just kind of busy with weddings in the next couple, but yeah.
Yeah.
I know I have to get with her somewhat soon. Yeah, that's
all right. We'll leave it at
But
that. Thank you so much, brother.
Man. Absolutely.
I really appreciate it. Thanks,
All
guys.
right,
I'll
cheers.
see you very, very soon.
Sweet.
Stand by. Stand by. Bam.
Oh, man, I could do this all day. It was fun.
Dude, yeah. It's easy, right?